Listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not a motivational speech. It is not designed to make you feel warm or inspired or validated. It is designed to make you see. And seeing clearly, in a world where most people walk around half-blind, is the rarest and most dangerous advantage a person can carry. There is a man most people have heard of, but very few have truly understood. His name was Lorenzo Vettori. Not the most famous name in history, but a thinker who lived in a time when survival was not guaranteed, when the difference between power and ruin was not morality but clarity. He studied courts, counselors, rulers, and servants. He watched how people behaved when they believed no one was paying attention. And what he recorded was not a manual for cruelty. It was a mirror that most people, even today, refuse to look into because the reflection makes them uncomfortable. What he understood, centuries before office politics, social media hierarchies, and modern manipulation became the currency of everyday life, was something devastatingly simple. The world does not reward the purest heart. It rewards the clearest mind. And if you are operating in environments where others are playing by a different set of rules than the ones they show you, refusing to acknowledge that reality does not protect you from it, it only makes you easier to move. So here is what you're going to learn. 10 principles, not affirmations, not feel-good philosophies. 10 tools observed across centuries of human behavior that will help you stop reacting, stop bleeding energy into people who study your patterns, and start operating from a position of quiet, unshakable awareness. The first principle is this: good people are not targeted because they are weak. They are targeted because they are readable. Think about the most honest person you know. The one who always shows up on time, always says what they mean, always gives the benefit of the doubt. They behave the same way in every room, with every person, regardless of who is watching. That consistency, that beautiful, admirable consistency, is also a blueprint. It tells anyone who wants to exploit them exactly what to expect. It tells them how long you will wait before reacting. It tells them how much confusion you will excuse before pushing back. It tells them that you assume shared values, that you believe fairness is mutual, that you will hesitate to disappoint even someone who is actively working against you. Dirty players, and they are everywhere, in offices, in families, in friendships, in communities. They do not attack strength. They attack patterns. They look for who pauses before speaking, who rushes to clarify misunderstandings, who feels guilty about asserting boundaries. They watch for the person who fills silences because silence makes them uncomfortable. These are not character flaws. They are signals. And signals, in the hands of the wrong people, become invitations. The solution is not to become cruel. It is not to abandon your values or stop being kind. It is to stop advertising your thresholds. Stop revealing how much you will tolerate before you move. Stop volunteering your limits to people who have not earned that information. When others cannot map your boundaries, they cannot plan around them. And without a plan, they hesitate. The second principle, weakness, when it is controlled, is a form of power. This sounds contradictory, so stay with it. When you walk into a room and make it obvious that you are capable, confident, and fully aware of everything happening around you, something interesting occurs. People close up. They become careful with their words. They share less. They guard their intentions. But when you allow small gaps to show, not real gaps, controlled ones, the atmosphere shifts. People relax. They assume they're ahead of you. And when people assume they are ahead, they rush. They overexplain. They reveal priorities they would normally protect. This is not about pretending to be incompetent. It is about choosing when not to correct a wrong assumption. Choosing when not to challenge something you could challenge. Choosing when to let someone believe they have more information than you. Because in that moment, while they feel safe, they are actually showing you everything. Their timing, their intent, their tolerance for risk. What they believe is invisibility is actually exposure. The most dangerous person in any situation is not the loudest one. It is the one whose full capacity remains unknown until it matters. The moment you stop correcting every assumption others make about you, you start controlling the frame of every interaction. The third principle: every time you explain yourself, you hand someone a tool they can use against you. This one is uncomfortable, especially for people who value transparency. But think about what happens the moment you start justifying a decision. You're no longer acting from authority. You're seeking approval. You shift from a position of action to a position of defense, and the other side feels it immediately. They stop responding to your outcome and start dissecting your reasoning. Because reasoning can be twisted. Reasoning has gaps. Reasoning contains emotional language that reveals what you fear, what you care about, what pressure you respond to. Silence has none of those vulnerabilities. Silence cannot be selectively quoted. It cannot be reframed. It cannot be edited. What remains unsaid stays yours. And ambiguity, the kind that comes from not over-explaining, protects position in ways that transparency simply cannot. This does not mean lying. It means understanding that not every action requires a public explanation. Not every decision needs a defense. When you speak only when necessary, each word carries weight. When you explain constantly, words lose their authority. Choose silence not out of cowardice, but out of precision. The fourth principle: people who play dirty rarely attack you directly. They position you. Direct confrontation is risky. It creates witnesses. It invites resistance. Sophisticated manipulation doesn't push, it arranges. It places you inside a situation where any response you give works in the other person's favor. They don't accuse you, they suggest. They don't oppose you, they frame. They introduce variables quietly, then step back and watch the environment they built do the work for them. They wait until others are present. They choose moments when you're rushed or caught off guard. They stay visibly calm while tension rises around you, allowing the contrast to speak louder than any accusation. Your reputation is not destroyed directly. It erodes through implication. And the more loudly you defend yourself, the more you confirm that there is something worth defending against. The counter is not aggression. It is composure. Slow down. Refuse to perform the role they have written for you. Respond minimally. When you don't give the expected reaction, their script breaks. The environment they designed stops functioning. And observers, the ones they were counting on, begin to notice inconsistencies. The fifth principle: fairness is not a strategy. It is a comfort. Fairness only works inside a shared agreement. The moment one side abandons the rules while the other remains loyal to them, loyalty becomes a liability. Dirty players exploit the commitment to equal treatment. They step outside boundaries while counting on you to stay inside them. You deliberate. They act. You calculate ethics. They calculate advantage. The mismatch determines the result before any exchange is even finished. This is not an argument for abandoning values. It is an argument for accuracy. Accuracy means responding to reality as it is, not as it should be. When someone crosses a line, accuracy responds proportionally, not politely, not excessively, but precisely. It introduces consequence without drama. It restores balance, not through appeals to justice, but through demonstrated cost. Dirty players will often accuse others of being unfair precisely when they feel control slipping. That accusation is a tactic. It is designed to trigger guilt, to pressure you back into restraint. Recognize it for what it is and do not retreat. Those who behave badly respect enforcement. They are unmoved by principles. When behavior carries no price, it repeats. When it carries a cost, it recalculates. The sixth principle: your reaction speed is information. Control it. Immediate responses feel confident, but they reveal everything. Priorities, emotional triggers, tolerance thresholds. Dirty players provoke quickly because momentum reduces your ability to choose deliberately. They push for fast answers and instant emotional engagement because speed is their advantage. A delayed response disrupts all of that. When someone expects a reaction and receives stillness instead, uncertainty forms inside them. Their mind races to fill the gap. They question their approach. They reconsider their assumptions. The silence becomes active even though nothing has been said. Without feedback from you, they lose orientation. The advantage shifts quietly. Time amplifies imbalance. Those who rush leak information. Those who wait gather it. A pause allows you to observe shifts in tone, to notice when confidence becomes restlessness, when calculation begins to wobble. And there is a reputational effect too. People who respond instantly appear reactive. People who choose their timing appear measured. Authority is associated with control over pace, not volume of output. When you're unhurried, you communicate options. You suggest evaluation rather than defense. This is not stalling. It is choosing when to move so that when you do, the leverage has already shifted. The seventh principle, attacking your sense of self, is their most sophisticated weapon. Control becomes effortless once a person loses internal certainty. When you no longer trust your own direction, you start looking outward for confirmation. Dirty players understand this deeply. They do not attack behavior. They target identity, and it rarely looks aggressive. It arrives as a comment, a comparison to who you used to be, a statement framed as concern. The goal is not to correct you. It is to disorient you. When you begin questioning whether you are acting in character, you slow down. You second-guess instinct. Energy that should be used for observation gets redirected towards self-evaluation. While you are busy wondering whether you are being reasonable, others continue moving forward unchallenged. The defense is internal anchoring. Your identity must be defined by you, privately, not by social feedback. When values and direction are self-established, external commentary loses its grip. Others may question, but doubt does not take root. Decisions remain grounded. The moment you stop needing agreement to proceed, their leverage disappears. You act from alignment, not from reassurance. Growth involves change, but change you choose intentionally is strength. Change induced through confusion is erosion. Know the difference. When your identity is anchored internally, manipulation becomes visible. Attempts to destabilize feel obvious rather than persuasive. You recognize the tactic and disengage without drama. Without emotional access, influence fails entirely. The eighth principle, predictability is a vulnerability. Controlled variation is armor. When behavior becomes too consistent, it turns into a pattern. Patterns can be anticipated. Anticipation creates planning. And planning, in the wrong hands, creates leverage. Dirty players do not fear strength. They fear people they cannot map. They test reactions. They measure response time. They observe habits. Once they understand your default behavior, they design their entire approach around it. Controlled inconsistency breaks that design. It means choosing when to be available and when to be distant, when to engage fully and when to withhold, when to respond warmly and when to respond with measured distance. This variation disrupts expectation. Others cannot settle into a reliable rhythm around you. Without rhythm, influence weakens. Predictable behavior also breeds entitlement. When people know what to expect from you, they begin assuming access. They expect replies, accommodation, consistency of tone. Inconsistency quietly reintroduces boundaries without announcement. It removes obligations others assign to you without your consent. When access is no longer guaranteed, behavior adjusts. Respect returns on its own, quietly, without demand. The key is intentionality. Variation without purpose creates confusion. Variation with awareness creates power. Each shift should serve your positioning, not your impulse. You are not being chaotic. You are refusing to offer a fixed, fully predictable version of yourself to people who have not earned that predictability. So here is what you're going to learn. 10 principles, not affirmations, not feel-good philosophies. 10 tools observed across centuries of human behavior that will help you stop reacting, stop bleeding energy into people who study your patterns, and start operating from a position of quiet, unshakable awareness. The first principle is this: good people are not targeted because they are weak. They are targeted because they are readable. Think about the most honest person you know. The one who always shows up on time, always says what they mean, always gives the benefit of the doubt. They behave the same way in every room, with every person, regardless of who is watching. That consistency, that beautiful, admirable consistency, is also a blueprint. It tells anyone who wants to exploit them exactly what to expect. It tells them how long you will wait before reacting. It tells them how much confusion you will excuse before pushing back. It tells them that you assume shared values, that you believe fairness is mutual, that you will hesitate to disappoint even someone who is actively working against you. Dirty players, and they are everywhere, in offices, in families, in friendships, in communities. They do not attack strength. They attack patterns. They look for who pauses before speaking, who rushes to clarify misunderstandings, who feels guilty about asserting boundaries. They watch for the person who fills silences because silence makes them uncomfortable. These are not character flaws. They are signals. And signals, in the hands of the wrong people, become invitations. The solution is not to become cruel. It is not to abandon your values or stop being kind. It is to stop advertising your thresholds. Stop revealing how much you will tolerate before you move. Stop volunteering your limits to people who have not earned that information. When others cannot map your boundaries, they cannot plan around them. And without a plan, they hesitate. Dirty players operate where access is easy. They invest energy where influence is possible. When those channels close, effort stops. When reacting with you becomes expensive, when dealing with you requires more calculation than the return justifies, behavior changes permanently. Not because you threatened anyone, not because you argued your way to respect, but because the math stopped working in their favor. Becoming difficult to manipulate does not require dominance. It requires self-command. When reactions are measured, explanations are minimal, and engagement is selective, others adjust. They test less. They push less. They redirect attention toward easier targets. Influence fades not through confrontation, but through consistent cost. The goal is not control over others. It is control over yourself. Once that is established, genuinely established, not performed, external manipulation loses traction. Dirty players thrive on emotional access. Remove access and tactics weaken. Without feedback, pressure cannot calibrate. Without calibration, they cannot proceed. People sense when real boundaries exist, even when those boundaries are never announced. They feel when engagement is a choice, not a reaction. This perception changes the nature of every interaction. You are not demanding respect. You are creating an environment where disrespect carries a cost that most people would rather avoid. The truth at the center of all of this is quiet, but it is absolute. Power does not shout. It does not rush. It does not explain itself to feel safe. It adjusts the environment and lets others expose themselves inside it. The moment you stop reacting on command, the moment you stop filling silence with justifications, the moment you stop proving your intentions to people who are never interested in understanding them, something shifts. People become more careful around you, not because you threaten them, but because they cannot read you. And people who cannot be read are expensive to engage with carelessly. You do not need to confront every move. You do not need to win every exchange. You do not need to correct every misunderstanding. Your purpose is not to be liked by everyone in the room. Your purpose is to be positioned correctly within it. Once people understand that you do not chase outcomes, that you do not panic under pressure, that you do not beg for clarity from people who manufacture confusion, they stop playing dirty with you. Not out of sudden moral awakening, out of self-interest. Because manipulation only functions where access is cheap, and you are no longer cheap to access. You do not become powerful by adding noise to the world. You become powerful by removing predictability from it. By becoming the person in the room whose next move cannot be mapped. By becoming steady enough that confusion does not reach you. Grounded enough that identity attacks slide off. Patient enough that those who rush always reveal themselves before you have to say a single word. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about understanding the environment you're already inside and choosing, finally and clearly, how you move within it. Aware, deliberate, unreadable, and free.